Hey everybody, I'm Bob from Black Arrow Gaming, and welcome back to another episode of Age of Wonders 3. This is the second episode of my 6th Advanced Strategy series. I just want to say a big thank you to you guys. I got so much feedback on the first episode. A lot of positive feedback, but also a lot of things I could do better. I always think it's funny, it's like, sometimes when I finish an episode, I look back at it and think, yeah, I don't think I messed anything up. I think it was perfect. And then I find out, there's a dozen or 2 dozen things I could have done better. But that's exactly what you guys are here for. I appreciate that. I do want to apologize in advance if I get this volume of feedback on a regular basis, which I hope I do. I might not be able to respond to everything, and I'm not going to be able to put everyone's comments in every episode because then it'd take me like a half hour to get through each episode. But I do read through everything you post regardless, and I'll at least throw you a like or something like that, and a type of response if it is necessary for me to do so. But I want to, with this episode, because I got so much feedback, I'm just going to do kind of a lightning round for the comments here. We're going to get through as much as we can. I want to start with Tarsak, Paul Krause, Captain Cruz, and YouTube commenter by the name of myself, not actually me, but person named myself. Get economic grace governments would be better for the goblins in general in the long run, primarily because I'm not planning on using untouchables for combat at all. So the patron military one doesn't really help me. Seraphine Gold did make a decent argument in favor of that, but I am going to still stick with patron economic, in part because of some of the things the goblins can do with it, and I'll get into that in a minute. So I'll go ahead and pick that up. You can see that this city is already growing faster now. It doesn't do this city any good because this city is going to grow beyond village and become a town. I think is the next step up, but it's going to be helpful for future expansion. There was a good discussion between Tarsak and Impregnable in the comments regarding how to use stone forts, combination of stone forts, Authority of the Sword, and terraforming for wetlands tiles in conjunction with that race governance upgrade that I just picked, to get goblin cities that start off as very large outposts can be buffed further with Authority of the Sword. You terraform everything to water or wetlands, and then they grow like really, really, really fast. Basically, it's a way to just boom territory underground really quickly. I'm going to try to do that. I've never played goblins before, like I said before starting this series, at least not a goblin warlord for sure, and I don't know that I played... I think I have, maybe I actually have played goblins before, just very briefly, but I never finished a game as them. So this is all kind of new strategies to me. From Tarsak, Raizaku, and Kusiruls, I'm sorry, I'm probably mispronouncing some of these names horribly, take advantage of wetland foraging for healing. That is something I did not do in the last episode, but almost all goblin units do have wetland foraging. You can see that right here, where they heal an extra 9 health per turn. I actually thought it was 6 initially, but it's even better than that. Definitely worth taking advantage of. If I can end a wounded goblin unit in a wetlands tile, I should probably do so. Fortunately, everybody's looking pretty good here for the upcoming battles. From Tarsak, who has a ton of experience with this leader build, has actually been practicing it himself for some time before I started this series. For one thing, the free war hall early on should produce a couple butchers and war grinders, or I should use it to produce a couple butchers and war grinders. As you can see, those are now producible options for pretty dang cheap. I am going to do that. However, I'm going to wait at least a little bit, probably, because a lot of these things kind of work together. So I'm going to explain how all the pieces fit together in a second. Tarsak did also point out that I need to click the little let me know when you're ready to talk button down there. Easy fix. I just forgot to do that. Okay, so Tarsak did a pretty big analysis I think he posted actually in the comments on this episode, or no, on episode 1 of this series, as well as the final episode of the last series, about like when you get heroes. I think I touched on this very briefly, but like basically heroes occur, like the first one occurs, it could be anywhere from like turns 8 to 12. The next one would be turns 18 to 22. It's like plus or minus 2 at each increment of 10. Is generally when you get your heroes. It's a little random when they show up within that period, but basically you get offered one, and then if you accept it, the computer gets offered one on the next turn, and so on and so forth. But the cost of them is actually preset. So I know that the cost of the next hero is going to be 150 gold, and I can plan on that. As you can see, I'm here at turn 7, going to be going to turn 8 soon, which means there's a chance, not a guarantee, but a chance that that hero is going to show up soon. So on future turns, I want to try to have that 150 gold ready to go, or at least know I can get it on the turn following. So that's something that I'm going to have to keep in mind. I know I'm going to get gold from the gold mine here, and I'm going to get gold from this gold mine, which I can also clear on this turn. If you notice and look in here at the cost of these units that I was talking about producing, the Warg Rider, which is a 63 gold production cost, as well as the Goblin Butcher, 63 production cost. I'm at 52. I'm actually quite close to being able to build these units in one turn. So what I'm going to do is probably build the Siege Workshop, because when the city grows, and with the added benefit from the Siege Workshop, I think I should be able to build those guys in one turn rather than two. Whether I have the money to do it is another question. So I want to see whether I have the money to build the Siege Workshop and clear both these gold mines and still have enough to buy the hero if I need to. And I'll only know that after I've done this battle. From Casper Eklund, Savage Rage on my Druid would be useful with War Breeds and Tame Trolls. If I use them too, they may be redundant. This is a discussion we're going to have later in this series about the differences between Tame Trolls and War Breeds. Which one is better? They both have advantages and disadvantages, in my opinion. But Savage Rage will boost monster or animal units, give them charge, first strike, +5 melee strength, armor piercing, overwhelm, and wall crushing until the end of combat. They do both already have wall crushing, but I think all the other abilities would be new for them. So yes, Druid, it could actually be a very helpful hero coming up here later in this series. Armor piercing from weapon will apply to Druid arrows when the Goblin is done with it. So that's this weapon he picked up. That armor piercing bonus actually carries over, similar to how things that give a unit, well, no, never mind, that's a bad example. But this armor piercing bonus will apply to the Druid if I give it to her after he's done using it. Now, it's still better on him right now because it's also giving him melee strength with the Druid, which the Druid doesn't need. But it is worth keeping around as a decent melee option for a hero that relies primarily on bow damage. Also from Tarzak, the Warlord XP boost spell pairs well with evolving the Druid befriended animals, though Tarzak clarified it only applies to killing bows. That is this spell that I was talking about, getting the Conqueror. It takes a long time to get, so it might be a little while before I actually buckle down and research that. But the units gain additional plus 50% XP for killing blows. Basically, helpful for leveling up animals that the Druid might be able to convert, but it does only apply specifically to killing blows, not XP in general. From Impregnable, use Druid Revive Instinct to manage Black Knights in upcoming battles. That's something I'm going to be able to do here with this Revive Instinct spell that she has, lowering both of these Black Knights' morale and movement capabilities. That is a good piece of advice, and one that I'm glad you reminded me of because I tend to forget that spell exists. The Theocrat hero would be ideal. Spirit damage for undead, Divine Justiciars for the front lines. Also from Impregnable, I do think I will grab a Theocrat if one pops up. Hopefully here pretty soon. Let's see. We'll soon have great need for mana. Many strategic spells to cast recommends building Temple in the capital. This one, I think I'm going to wait on the Temple. I think production and getting some units out early is probably more valuable. Plus, I want a settler boom a little bit. Right now, I'm getting pretty decent mana income based on what I'm spending from this, just the having the water node here. I am going to need more. Yes, I'm going to need more. I just don't think I need it quite yet. So that may come after I've gotten maybe an extra settler and some some new units out. That was all from Impregnable, from Ray Hughes and Rayoku. Raise Militia to get Untouchables for early scouting and digging. That is another great option, and probably the thing I'm going to do after I get this first level of Warfare. I would like to cast Raise Militia at least a couple times just to get some free Untouchables out to go run around and explore. Exploration is like the next big thing I really need to focus on after clearing out this stuff immediately around my capital. From Kusa Rules added that the cave crawling, tunneling, and night vision make goblins excellent at scouting underground. So yes, the Untouchables will make pretty good scouts. The fact that they can dig is also nice too. They can give me a little extra gold. So they're worth having around, just not really worth using in combat. from Captain Cruz, a group of monster hunters would be ideal for clearing treasure sites. That will come later, so we'll come back to that. And then finally, last comment from Anon Me. Free movement may be useful for the elf if she stays underground, but I probably do want, I do want to say that that's a good idea, but I probably want befriend animal and healing options first. But I do agree that she would benefit from having the free movement for being under. Well, yeah, I have to double check. Because free movement actually I thought was just focused on terrain, like letting you move through wetlands and forests easier. I didn't think it applied. I didn't think it granted cave crawling, but maybe it does. I'm probably wrong about that. It probably does. So that's something I will look into when it becomes available to me. Actually, why don't I just look at that now? Real quick here, we'll just look up free movement. If Bob could spell, we would. Free movement. Unit not hindered by any terrain movement penalties. So it doesn't really tell me there, but I'm pretty sure that Anon Me is right about that. All right, and that's it. Sorry for the lengthy comment section. I kind of just blew through that really fast. I hope you guys caught everything. I won't be able to do, like I said, that much in every episode, but I'll try to get the important stuff out as we move forward with this series. I think this may be just a special case because it was the first episode, so there's a lot to talk about. All right, so for this upcoming battle, we're going to take the Worgen. I want to do these. I want to do these battles first. I want to get these ones done first because I want to know how much gold I'm going to get out of all this. So manual combat this. This one shouldn't be too bad with Revive Instinct to help me out. Defenders go first. They're going to hold their ground, which is fine by me. I'm going to take the opportunity to get everyone together. Revive Instinct does only last for 3 combat turns, so I want to make sure I cast it at the right time. I can use that in conjunction with this Butcher to probably kill a couple of those Black Knights fairly easily. There's also another advantage that, well, actually, I kind of wish the Black Knights were on the other side. I wish they would run out ahead of everybody else, but that is okay. I think what I'm going to do is get... so that Spearman, he's got sprint. He's going to be able to hit somebody regardless. I'm going to move the these guys up here, and let's check the movement of those Black Knights. Probably going to move these guys here and move these guys here. Just put them on defense. Can I weaken somebody safely? I think these guys would be in a good spot right there. They may come charging at me shortly after this. We will see. Guy might come also looping around through the north, in which case I'll have to watch my Blight Doctor's back. You probably shouldn't have... I shouldn't have moved everybody up and then moved her back. That wasn't really a good call. But we'll just turn them around and see what happens. Okay. Nope, that's the surrender button. Switching back and forth between planetfall messes me up so bad. Okay, end turn. That's what we want. Actually, let's see if my this guy can cast anything useful. Vengeful Frost. That actually might come in handy. I don't know that I'm going to use it yet. Because I do need to be mindful about how I'm using my mana. But I think that could come in handy. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get this whole party started. No, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait. I want them to charge me, and I want to have my druid in a little bit better position to shoot back, which is actually not like a terrible position because she can move up one space and be behind that guy. So I think... Actually, I am going to use Revive Instinct now and start... Yeah, I'm just going to use this now. Okay, it slowed him down and actually worked on him. Can you move forward any more at all, buddy? No? Okay. I really would like to just get a shot off with somebody, but we'll let it play out. That should be enough to get their attention and get them charging me, I think. All right, this works. All right, so everyone seems to be content to go down the middle. I cannot use Revive Instinct again. That's a once per battle thing. But I should be able to take a lot of these guys out pretty easily now. I know exactly how far he can move. I know he can go a little further. I do have to be mindful of the fact that they've got that charge bonus, so they're still going to do a decent amount of damage to whatever they hit. I think what I'm going to do for this first combat round is try to take out these this orc spearman right here with the druid if I can. Not great angles here, but move around a little bit. Oh, he's got shield. Okay, that's not great. Forgot about that. She may be better off just casting another spell. I think maybe root spears will be in order here. I think this spot's okay for her to sit, and then I'll probably root spear something. I think this guy is going to actually be the one. What does the Impaler get? He's got War Cry. He's got freaking 50 health. Alarm Pike Square. Okay, he doesn't have anything that necessarily gives him a bonus versus this guy. I'm a little worried about these guys just getting overwhelmed because they are just squishy goblins. So I got to be a little bit careful with them. All right, I'm thinking the way I got to deal with this guy is blight, or is probably going to be blight damage because he's got that shield up front. So I think I'm going to weaken him and then use this other goblin to just throw poison at him. Now, that's 10 to 15 damage times 3. Has a reasonable chance to kill. I will take that from this angle. I'm more comfortable with where he is right now. The druid actually can maybe finish that off. It's 8 to 12. I got a pretty good chance. So as long as I don't roll low roll, should be okay. All right. So that was my weaken on him. These guys will come in next, but they're only going to be able to hit something once. What I think I'm going to do is swap these guys' locations, because I want, from this position, this guy can only be hit by 2 things max, and one of them is the horse, which I bet they'll go for. I want the Warg Rider probably here, I think. And the other horse can reach... they're going to do a lot of damage. The other horse can reach that guy. Maybe he could back off. He doesn't really need to be there. Oh, I actually feel a little safer with him here, I think. Because neither of the horses can reach the softer units in the back. I'm going to move this warg here, because he's also safe from the horses. No, he's not safe from that horse. We'll back him up a little bit. I was going to root spear the guy in the back to try to slow him down again, but that's okay. He's not a huge problem yet. That guy is fine where he's at, and this one I'm going to, well, see if he runs around, but I doubt he will. I'm going to move this guy here for now, just a little extra defense buffing the front line. There's really no reason for me not to use Vengeful Frost now, which I'm going to use to just soften up that Orc Spearman so he goes down easily, I think. Yeah. He had his guard down, so the Black Knights, if I can isolate them, they shouldn't be so bad to take out with me having that Spearman available. But I just have no way of healing him, so I have to be somewhat cautious. Well, yeah. I think this is about as good as it gets right now. Okay, throw Javelin, that's a waste of a turn as far as I'm concerned. Alright, now these guys are all up in my face. Fortunately, the Butcher didn't take much damage. One of the Marauders did, but I'm not really as worried about him. That guy's still got Feral Mount for a couple more turns, so I think that I'm actually in pretty good shape here. What I'm going to do is mess up that Black Knight as much as I can. I think... How far can he move? He's got options now. I'm gonna move this guy back. He could kill. No, he's gonna weaken something. Yeah, he's gonna weaken something. The elf can go here and probably finish that guy off. I think I want to weaken that Orc Black Knight and let the other Butcher just, like, mess him up really bad. But on the other hand, I could also flank him and then flank him again with the... Yeah, the Butcher might, or the Impaler might be the one I want to weaken more, because 9 to 13 times 3. There's actually a small chance... I don't know if I want to play those odds, but there is a small chance that I get him this way anyway. I think I'm going to... what I'm going to do... Yeah, between these two, I can definitely kill him. The Black Knight, I will probably rely on turning around with the Elf Archer and dishing out damage with this guy. I think this will work. So, start off by blasting him. Oh, I nearly had him. Oh man, that was almost perfect. Okay, so he's basically dead, and honestly, using anything but a Marauder to kill him feels like a waste now. I think the next goal that I need to do is turn that guy around. I think the Spearman, one hit from a Black Knight isn't the end of the world, but just... I do need all 3 of those shots to kill that guy, so... The Black Knight does extra damage versus mounted units, so I have to be careful. I think I'm gonna hit... all I gotta really do is turn him around. So if I back these guys up and shoot him a couple times and turn him around, I'll be able to... Yeah, this is as good of a plan as I'm gonna get. Turn him around, and then I can move the elf here and the warg back. The elf can finish this guy off. He can Vengeful Frost again, which would avoid turning... Would that cause the Black Knight to turn and look in my direction? I don't remember. How much damage did the crossbow do? 14 to 22, and then... I don't know if I can't remember off the top of my head if casting a spell would cause him to flip around. But the idea in my head is that I want to cast that spell on him and then kill him with these guys without giving him a chance to even retaliate. There is a way to get around this, I suppose, which would be moving my hero all the way down here to make sure that he doesn't screw this up somehow. But I'm like 90% sure that they don't turn towards the origin of the spellcaster. So I'm gonna stay where it's safe. They did turn, dang it. Okay. Alright, well, it's not really the end of the world though. Actually, this still works, because I can go in for a flanking charge attack with this guy and then move the Butcher forward to get in the way of the other one. I do need to remember that guy's here, so I still need to deal with him. But this should kill that Black Knight. Okay. Now I have to get him out of the way, which should be... Yeah, he's turned around. So I'm gonna use the healthier goblins to do that. And then I can move him up here. Now, I could go on defense, and this basically negates his ability to charge really anybody without taking attacks of opportunity. I should have moved him here, actually. That would have been a better spot, giving him less ways to go around. If I actually take the offensive attack, I got Pike Square, so that helps. Hurts him because polearm. If I stay on defense, I bet he just goes after somebody else. But if he wants to waste his movement doing that, that's okay. The one he could damage the most is the hero. And the hero was going to regenerate health fast, and he can't kill him because he can't get 2 hits off. So I think this is good. Yeah, that's not going to work, buddy. Okay. And with that, I think this one's over. I want to get the elf XP because I need manual healing, like in combat healing. So if she can get the killing blow off this, let me see if there's any other way I can get any XP out of this battle. I don't think so. So she can get 3 to 4 damage. If she goes or charges with the melee, she can just charge him. There we go. Okay, another level for the elf, which is very, very good. Now, I did want to get a second battle off, but I had to use some spells to get through that one without too much damage. I don't remember what's down there, but I don't think it was quite as hard as what I just did. So we'll get a look at it here in a second. Nourishing meal, absolute #1 top priority as far as I'm concerned right now. She's got 5 points left. Did I not pick it? Hang on. Nourishing meal, select upgrade. There we go. She's got 5 points left. I will, let's see, I could get, what's that? What's nature's resistance? That's 3. Befriend animal is also 3. I think I might pick those up both on the next level and save that 1 point. Alternatively, I could also get natural healer. This does count on her being the leader of the army, but that's okay. She does have Nourishing Meal now, which can help make up for that guy's lost health in this upcoming battle. Okay, so that is done. The next one is down here. There is 1 Black Knight here, a couple Razor Bows, an Impaler, and a Spearman. This is a little less scary, but I have to do it without spells if I want to get it done on this turn. I think I'm going to wait until I have my casting points back on the next turn, but I can at least get everyone in position. So that's what I am going to do. Now the Goblin's got good healing, but right now the elf, my Warlord has good healing, but right now the elves is a little better, at least if targeted on a single unit. So I want to make sure the Butcher is... I want to make sure... I'm going to put the Butcher with her, because he's down by about that much health, and then the Marauder can hang out with my King still. So I'll move everyone kind of like this. Would like to keep mostly melee units there if possible, but that's not going to be... Actually, no, what I can do is just put them together. She doesn't have army-wide healing, she's just got Nourishing Meal, has her own independent buff. That'll still activate regardless. So yes, I'm going to do this, move him here. We can stick one of the Blight Doctors down here, and then everyone should be at full health going into the next battle, which I am going to wait a turn for. Authority of the Sword will be done on the next turn, but the important mine that needed to be cleared is cleared. So I actually had Authority of the Sword ready on this turn, but I ended up using my casting points for other things, which is okay. I don't think it hurts to wait for a turn to be on the safe side. Okay, so I didn't pay that much attention to how much gold I got out of that, but it was probably somewhere around 50. Not enough to build the Siege Workshop on this particular turn. I think I'm going to take 1 turn to produce merchandise, just to build up a little bit of extra supply, because I'm going to be spending a lot of it here pretty quick. But once I have these gold mines in my territory, that's going to be better. Plus, I want to be ready if that hero shows up. And that is it for this turn. Let's go ahead and end that. And how many turns in are we? We're at 7. Should really be making my new settler very soon and exploring some territory down south. I'll get that Raise Militia spell next, and we'll start exploring. South seems like the obvious way to go, but there is this little land path over here. Just seems to me like there may be less lava down here. Okay, Peston can discuss alliance proposal. I don't have enough money for that, but if I can scrounge it up on this turn, I will. All right, hang on. Let's exit. Let's close this. I know they have an alliance proposal ready, and if I can get them as a vassal on this turn, that would probably be really nice. All right, Authority to Sword ready to cast, but we're gonna hold off on that. I want to get Raised Militia ready to go, and then you guys are good to go. We'll start this fight. I actually am gonna swap locations of a couple of them. I want fast people down here. Does he have any army-wide buffs yet? Cave crawling wetlands. No, he doesn't have, other side from field medic. He does not. So I'm going to put him here because he's got cave crawling. Actually need to decide where everyone's going to go next, to be perfectly honest. I think clearing those gold mines up there would be a good idea, because even if I don't put a city up there, I think a fort in that spot would be nice. And a builder could do that relatively early in the game for an extra 20 gold per turn. And I need gold bad. So yes, I think going that direction is probably what I will do. I'm going to position my units like this just because these two are faster on their own and they can get back to the rest of the group in case I get charged. And very likely victory should be fine. This one I don't expect to be quite as hard, but I am still going to be playing these early battles extremely carefully. Best to not take any chances. So they are charging right out at me, which means I'm going to take a more retreating approach. Now I gotta watch out for those razor projectiles. Those will inflict bleeding, and that can actually be pretty bad. Fortunately, they didn't get bleeding on this first turn, but I want to get rid of them probably before they can manage to trigger that. So I got one razor bow up there. If I move my units down, these two have basically wasted a whole turn of movement. So I think that's what I'm going to do, is actually bring these guys down here, let them come running out into this open field, and just kind of annihilate them. I want the druid somewhere where she... Now, I want to kill him if I can. On this turn, if that's at all possible. I don't think I want to use Revive Instinct in this battle because there's only one horse rather than two. I think I might rely on Root Spears a little more and try to kill that guy off early. Their range on the weakening is not great, so I think these guys probably best to just run them down. I think the Elf Druid may be able to get close enough to get a couple shots off on this guy. Yeah, but there is cover in the way, so that's gonna be a little bit of a problem. Can you... No, that's too dangerous with the Black Knight there. I'm trying to think of any way. Let's see how much damage Vengeful Frost would do to this guy. 14 to 22. Orcs have a lot of health, though. That's part of the problem. If I Root Spear him, there's a 70% chance he can't move for a turn, which I could just stay out of his range if I did that. I think that's going to be my opening move. Position the elf behind this cover here, use Root Spears, and let's see if I can lock him into place for a turn. Okay, that's good. So he basically is no threat as long as I stay out of his range at the moment. These guys are just going to come charging in, so I just need to get the Butcher down there to prepare for that. Everybody else can run this way. I want to keep them out of range of the other units that took the path up north. And making sure I'm staying out of his range. You can barely see those circles there, but from this point I should be fine, and also still out of range of the Black Knight. This I am okay with. Root Spears is such an exceptionally useful spell. Let's see if I can get a weakening off on somebody. Oh wait, no I can't. Not Now without wandering into range of that guy. But he's not at risk of anything else right here, so I may as well move him up just a bit. I'm happy where those two are. Happy with where he is. Everyone's good. He's still gonna get a shot off on me, probably. Yeah. Resisted razor projectiles. Okay, so no bleeding yet. Alright, so now what I want to do is hit this guy with as much elemental damage as I can muster. If I can kill him, then the warg can get to the archers pretty easily, although I will need to do something about the impaler because of his damage bonus versus cavalry. But let's see if I can... weaken him with somebody and then just kind of mess him up with somebody else. Obviously, this is the one I'm going to want to weaken with. I'm just trying to decide how I want to have everything arranged. I think this is fine. I'm going to weaken him right there. Probably move up and get a lot of blight damage. I think I want a marauder. I want a marauder to be able to run. Oh, I've just messed myself over because I can't move this unit up and still protect it from the impaler with a marauder. I could protect it from the impaler with the... These guys would work, though. As long as I don't need them to kill... I think this will be okay. Eat all that blight damage. Okay, now what I can do is I'm actually going to move him up here. I think the elf is on archer killing duty, because my warlord can pretty easily take care of this guy. So yes, I want you right here. I want the warlord to get out of range of that impaler, or have a unit position between him and the impaler, which I can't... Wait, I can do that. Because these guys can make it down there. And they would at least get an attack of opportunity if the impaler came after me. Oh, but I gotta be... Yeah, I think the warlord's just gonna have to take a hit from the impaler. If the impaler tries to run through. He might not. I'm gonna move these guys into a slightly more aggressive position, move him here. I want to make sure I get this kill. Okay, he is now dead. The elf... I may not have left my elf the room she needs to maneuver by moving that goblin marauder there. What's her range? From, she moves down here. She's only going to be able to shoot once at that guy. Dang it, I kind of messed that up. Well, I've got root spears. I may actually... This might be overkill. I might not really need to put this much effort into this. If I just charge him with this guy, he might damage the warg, but I can nourishing meal him afterwards. He may come through there and Warcry though and he'd have two pretty powerful hits in on me. Well, no, if it's like a normal melee unit, he'd only get one. That'd be his green space, his yellow space, then his be a red space. I think this is actually okay to do. Now, just to be on the safe side, I am going to try to root spear him. Okay, now he can't do anything anyway. Still that small group up top, but I'm not really worried about them by themselves. So far, resisting all the razor projectiles. I'm quite happy with that. Alright, now I can just pick these guys off pretty easily, I think. I'm going to use magic to deal with these guys because their shields give them defense against the bows. So I think the plan is to move these guys here. Who can use weakening? This guy can't right now. Alright. Move that guy here. Move this guy back. Hide behind him. Use weakening. can get a couple nasty hits in on that guy. Pretty close to killing him. And then she can move here. Deal a lot of damage to that razor bow. I kind of ignored this guy, but it doesn't really matter because I can now just get away from him. Or let him fight. No, I kind of want to kill both of these guys on this turn. Wait, I still can. I still can, okay. So move him here to block this route. He'll be fine on defense against that guy, and I'll heal him if I need to. Move Hero up here. He can finish off the razor bow easily, and then Marauder can finish off this guy pretty easily. And now it's just that one guy, and I shouldn't have to worry about too much damage. And as an extra benefit, well, actually, I didn't really need to worry about damage to this extent anyway, because it's going to be a couple turns before they can fight anything regardless, but in any case, we'll back him up, and I think I'm going to put the Marauder here. Alright, that's kind of what I was expecting, the Warcry. And he did take a decent bit of damage, but he also killed the target, so I can't use Nourishing Meal. Gotta remember, can use Nourishing Meal at the beginning of the battle to just give a unit extra health from the start, which is what I should have done. So I'd like to just acknowledge that real quick. I do tend to forget about that. I think of it as like more of a traditional healing when it's really not. Okay, but anyway, everyone's feeling pretty good now. After that battle, nobody's like severely damaged except for the Butcher, and I can patch him up easily. So I think it's time for everybody to turn back around, head up north. We're going to make sure the most injured units are in this army. Healing. We'll have you there, and it doesn't really matter with the rest of them. I like to keep those guys together because they pair well together. And then everybody can just head up this way. And I wonder how far they could move if we dropped the elf. About the same distance. Doesn't really matter because of our higher base movement. Okay, this works. And you guys can pair up. Make it a little further. And I think, since I'm going to go up and clear those gold mines, which this one is in an annoying spot, although I can dig behind it, actually. But I don't have any units that can dig because I don't have an untouchable yet. Yeah, I actually don't have any diggers. The untouchables are my diggers. What's on there? An Orc Priest, a single Black Knight, a couple Spearmen. Not a great army. Could probably handle it with one group. With spell help. Authority of the Sword can still be cast. I'm going to go ahead and do that to get that other gold mine in my borders. So we're good there. This city actually may expand 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It'll actually get that gold mine. I think it will get the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It can actually reach both the gold mine and the fire node. I may not need a separate fort up there. Although that'll be a long time before it reaches that size, though. Although it is, Goblin City, we do grow a bit faster. I'm going to... Well, I got 255 money now after that battle. So, is now the time to build a siege workshop, or is now the time to possibly build a builder? Or just more military units? There's so many good options. Well, I actually can't... Wait, I can't make a builder? Oh, yeah, there he is. There's a lot of really good options. I think... What I'm wondering is, if I build a builder and go put a fort out here, eventually it's better to have the city borders covering the mine rather than just a fort. So But will the city borders push the fort borders back and take over that territory, or will the fort hold its borders and the city expand around it? If any of you guys know, I would be interested to hear that, because that may determine whether or not I try to put a fort out there. At this point, I'm making pretty solid income. I think if I go to produce a siege workshop now, I'm still going to have enough gold on the next turn to get the well, actually, let me look and see how much. I'm at 58 production. Yes, the siege workshop will get me up to 63, at which point I'll be able to make some decent goblin units in one turn. Yeah, okay, so that's good. Valp has been affected by Authority Sword. With that, running to a town, we're good there. I should probably Caster and their Empire's Heroes. That's a strategic spell. Would actually like to get that up soon, so I think I'm going to start working on casting that. Better to use my strategic spells early before I run into computers that are just going to disjunct them, I suppose. And about the time that's done is when Race of Militia will be ready. Although, to be fair, I'm going to end up using spells, so it's going to be a little slower than that. But anyway, click to end turn. I believe that is the best I can do right now. To be honest, even just clearing these mines will still be helpful. Oh, is a little bit of research up there that I should grab too. I think it may be a little while before I go back and clear that. I don't see the need to go after that right now. It's still a little early, I think. Those are going to have really tough stuff in them. Alright, is that a dwarf there? That is a dwarf theocrat, and it's a dwarf. That's really good. Okay, that's perfect. Yes, please join me. Dwarves have cave crawling. I do want to take a quick look at your talents, but about dwarf. Starts with Aura of Resistance. Very, very nice. Okay, absolutely I want you in my army. Welcome aboard. In fact, you're going to get to go up and help me kill some orcs, I think. You got unsped upgrade points. I can get healing. Oh, this is great. Okay, that was possibly the best Theocrat it could have dropped for me. I'm thinking Bestow Iron Heart, probably. Chaplain's a good one because... Oh, no, wait, that only functions if the hero's leading the army. Okay, wrong about that. I think Bestow Iron Heart is just the way to go. Just more healing. It's just something the goblins kind of lack quite a bit. Now I am down to very little gold, but I'm going to get some more from clearing this stuff. You don't have tunneling, and I'm like 90% sure none of these goblin units do. I think it's just the untouchables, and then like the builders and stuff like that. Unless for some reason my hero has it. Nope. Okay, so this is going to be a battle of the heroes, I think. Both heroes we're dealing with orcs, so elemental damage is greatly appreciated. So I'm going to bring both I definitely want the Butcher. I probably want that Wargrider, but I also want both Blight Doctors kind of badly, just for weakening and stuff. Still technically a tier 2. Just for their weakening and their range attacks. I got the heroes that are tough enough to be up front. The Wargrider his Overwhelm doesn't get a bonus versus anything in here. I think I'm going to go with heavy elemental damage for this one. Bring both Blight Doctors along, and whoever has the most unit, which should be Magua, I can kick this one off. Alright, I didn't actually take a look at what my Theocrat spells are, so he should have some pretty cool stuff. Let's take a look. He gets Divine Protection. Not really useful here. Slayer's Doubt, that's pretty useful. In fact, I'm definitely going to use that on the Black Knight in this battle, I think. Alright, first things first, let's see if we can goad that Black Knight into coming after me. I'm going to try to use the Druid maybe on the flank to shoot arrows at somebody from a safe distance. Well, there really is no safe distance when you're dealing with units that can sprint. You know what? I'm going to actually keep everybody mostly together for this one. Does Slayer's Doubt apply until the end of the battle? I think it does. Slayer's Doubt. Until the end of combat, yes. What are the odds? 80%? Oh, come on. Alright, well, that's unfortunate. I made the unfortunate mistake of assuming that would work. Alright, whatever. At least lowers his movement for this turn, so I'll try to take advantage of it. Move everybody forward by pretty much as I can, I think. And, see if we can pressure him into coming out after me. This works. We'll just see what they do. Hopefully that got their attention. It did. Okay, good. This is what I wanted. Well, what I really wanted was for Slayer's Doubt to frickin' work at 80%, but I guess, you know, I've gotten some strokes of good luck in this series too, so. Once again, forgot to use Nourishing Meal before the battle, but it's not all bad. My hero could use it, I suppose. I think that, I think I want to whittle down that Impaler a bit. You, sir, are not very useful without that spell. And Divine Protection doesn't help with anything, so I might just bestow Iron Heart, actually. And maybe... What have we got possibly hitting him on the next turn? That is way too much damage. Those Black Knights have to be managed very carefully. I'm thinking Root Spears possibly, but it's only a 35% chance to work. Probably I'm going to have to back up here to play it safe. I do want to weaken him, though. I've still got my Butcher, so I think I'm going to get the Butcher in the choke point that my King is currently occupying while using this guy to weaken the Black Knight. And back those people up. Put the Butcher here, which I think is a better spot for him. And back most everybody else up. Because that guy just does a ton of damage to whatever he hits. And holy smokes, his reach is far. Gonna have to back up even a little further. Even a little further than that. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm actually just gonna put the elf back here. She can fire arrows across that gap if she needs to, but for now, I'm going to at least... Well, I could try Revive Instinct, which I think has a better chance of being successful. 75%. Do it. He resisted that too. Well, at least it slows him down so he can only hit once rather than twice. So far this battle, I've lost a 75% chance and an 80% chance in my favor. Whatever. This does allow me to move these guys here where they can weaken this person and soften him up a little bit for forthcoming attacks. I can keep my hero, I want to back my hero off just a little so the Impalers can't be too mean to him. We're going to give him Iron Heart, buff his defense up a bit, and hold ground. Okay, have to get him out of range of that attack. Oh no, is he gonna die? Oh good, oh he fumbled. Thank you, Revive Instinct. Whew, that was close. Okay, these guys are gonna get annihilated by poison damage now. Might not even need the poison damage. What can you do from here? So I might actually want you as a line of sight penalty. I'm not worried about him back there so much. We're gonna take you out, I think. That Spearman, oh, the Spearman can sprint, so I do still need to be careful. I'm gonna move him a little bit further away from the others. I know okay, I still got him in 2 hits, okay, good. That Black Knight's toast now. This guy needs healing. bad, so this is where Nourishing Meal comes in. Yeah, get rid of him. Nourishing Meal this guy. He should be okay. Even with his guard down, he should be alright. Unless literally everything gangs up on him. And I'm going to try to make sure that doesn't happen, because Mogwai here is buffed and can just go on defense right in this guy's face. And I know he's got sprint, but I can actually block him even further with this guy. So he really can't sprint to get the Butcher. The Butcher should be safe. They want that Butcher dead. Ooh, that guy took a beating right there. Okay. All right. I can back you off now, I think, is the wise decision. Any more on either of those units and they're going down. Mogwai may need to charge. In fact, I think both of these units might need to charge. I just need to make sure that I can deal with that guy down there. So I think the Dwarf would be fine charging, I think. Mogwai... Can the Dwarf get down there? Well, either one of them can get down there and only hit the guy once. So I think Mogwai will charge because he's got more... He's got Bestow Ironheart. He's got a little more defense. Whoever goes down here isn't going to really need it because he's going to kill him. Mogwai can run up here and get in that guy's face. You are too damaged to stick around, I think. Yes, I want Mogwai to charge straight at this guy. I just want to make sure I can kill this one first, which I should be able to. So we'll back you up. You move here so you can get within close range. Noxious Vulnerability triggers. Can't stand against those shields. Mogwai charges. Good to see the Warlord doing Warlord things for once. And then you guys get as far away from combat as you possibly can. I don't think Bestow Ironheart can only be used once per battle. Nourishing Meal is the same way. Okay. Good try, though, buddy. Alright, took a little bit more of a beating with that one, but I guess that's to be expected since I could only bring 6 units in. 41 gold, which is nice and badly needed. Unfortunately, no wetlands around here for me to take advantage of healing. Oh, look, some scoundrels are already showing up. Upgrade the leader. Okay, what can Mogwai get next? I think martial arts is a pretty good one, but I also think I want... You know what, I think I want defense command. That's just a nice, safe thing to have. So I'll give him all those, like, group buffs for his army, defense command, and we'll probably give him melee command later once I specialize his army a bit. He is also a goblin, so could really use more base hit points. So I think I'll give him defense command and then +5 hit points. Because he's remarkably fragile for a warlord. Alright, now I have to go up against fire damage dealers, which need to be handled entirely differently. And I don't know if I want to do that on this turn or wait. I think I'm leaning towards wait. There's some halflings, they should be a little easier to deal with, but these guys concern me a bit, just because of their area effect damage. They're fragile though, so the elf will be able to pick them off pretty well. I think that if I stack all the healers together, I think this army will be fine as far as healing goes. So, plus I can bring more units in on the next one. I think that'll be okay. I'm going to move them here, which is as far as they can go. Move him there, so everyone just piles on top of each other and heals. And then these guys can come here. I am tempted to launch this battle now and then just manually do healing, but I think that's a little risky. I think I want to wait because these guys are probably going to jump me on this turn anyway. So I'll use that as an opportunity to do some manual healing, and we'll wait for one turn. Peston can discuss alliance proposal. Oh yeah, I kind of spent all my money back there, didn't I? How many turns am I into that? Yeah, I've already gotten some production done. I'm gonna let that finish, but after that I might produce merchandise for a turn or two. Like I said, making decent income now. It's like more than double what it was at the start of this episode. I need more. I need more money. I'm hoping that was the right call to do the siege workshop, because the more I think about it, I'm not gonna really have money to produce those units every single turn. It's still helpful in general because getting production early does boost the efficiency of your cities, but I don't know if it was really worth it in this specific case. Alright, these guys are not going to attack me. Okay. Well, my units are pretty much back at full health, so I think I can actually take all 3 of these battles on this turn. Get some good XP out of all this. Raise Militia and Inspire Loyalty will be both ready to go on the next turn. Army requires your orders. Okay. Peston can still discuss the alliance proposal. We're going to have to exit for now, so I'm not going to get enough gold in the next turn or on this turn to do it. But fortunately, the siege workshop's only 1 turn away. Okay. I think the strategy here needs to be start with these guys, because they're the most dangerous group. So we'll see what they're capable of. Halflings would be the most dangerous group because we already know how Lucky goes, but they're underground, so they're going to not be too happy. Or they shouldn't be. I actually didn't look closely enough when I clicked on their stack. Okay, so just coming out with the fire bombs right out of the gate, setting my crap on fire. Do not like this. We're going to frost damage one of those guys at least. Probably poison and frost. So you come back here. And I want to get the elf around to where these guys are. I'm okay with him being behind cover at that angle. The elf, this would actually be a good spot for her because she can get a shot off on him. Might be able to actually even kill him. This guy needs healing, so probably needs help from the Theocrat. Let's see how much damage that Mogwai can do against the Draconian if I'm to use Vengeful Frost. 17 to 24. That combined with a single shot from her might kill him. I would say there's a very good chance that it will. So let's get you guys in cover. Let's get you on healing. You go ahead and back up. Cast your spell. Can you take that shot? I got a high roll. Oh, I did high roll, okay. I think Vengeful Frost low rolled, but the bow high rolled, so I will take that. Everybody else needs to spread out. These guys, I'm okay right now because they're way up there. But I'm going to spread out my guys a decent bit and lure them down here before I go charging in with the wargs. In fact, you guys are damaged. You can go way in the back. Way in the back. You can go hang out kind of in the same area. Oops. Want you here. And actually think that I want those guys right. They may need to think about retreating from the battle. We'll see. Because they're going to probably get set on fire. Okay, oh, there's that nightmare there too. Gotta remember that. I'm actually kind of okay with where they are, I think. Because the Nightmare will probably go charging right after them. And Mogwai is in a decent position to help if the Forge Priest does too. In the meantime, they are behind cover, so I actually like their spot. Alright, let's see what happens next. Oh, the immolation is coming from the... Oh crap, it just immolated the one guy that I was worried about dying. Yep, and I figured they would go after those two, so I didn't spread them out properly enough. Please have enough health to survive. 3, you're gonna have to get out of here. Okay, man, those guys, their DPS is good. Alright, I'm gonna have to get creative with spells here, I think. I can probably manage... If the Warg Rider goes out there, and if I can kill both of these guys, then there's no threat to the Warg Rider. As long as I also manage the Nightmare a bit, but I probably will just go poke him. But in order for me to safely do that, I have to do something about that Forge Priest in the back, which Mogwai could charge at, but Mogwai might be needed to use Vengeful Frost on one of those Flamers, which brings us back around all in a giant circle. I think, for starters, the elf can kill one of those. Oh no, she's a little bit too far away. Can you use... Divine Protection actually is something I should have cast earlier in this battle, but now I'm thinking about using Slayer's Doubt on the Nightmare, which only has a 60% chance to work. I'm pretty sure I can kill both of these guys. I'm pretty sure. If I move her here, I get 2 shots off on that Draconian Flamer. I could plink him with a Goblin Blight Doctor to finish off the damage. Another option is to move... She can hit from there. I need to do something about that guy's movement. I think, you know what? Slayer's Doubt, I think, is useful here regardless of what happens. The only other thing I'm thinking about is Divine Protection on the Butcher, which could then run out and attack that thing without worrying too much. He still might be exposed to a bit too much fire, though. I'm going to take these shots regardless, but I'm going to take them on the one that's a little bit further back. Because that one the Ward can reach without too much difficulty. In the meantime, I'm going to move you up. I know you're on fire, but I need you to be brave here. This Goblin moves here. Weakens. Is it worth weakening, or should I just shoot at him? I'm thinking I should just shoot at him. That guy has to leave this battle on this turn. I think I'm going to have to Slayer's Doubt this guy and then run these guys away from that. That's the only way I see this working safely. Because Slayer's Doubt is going to slow him down regardless of what he does. And then maybe Mogwai can run over here and get a finishing killing blow on one of these guys. I think for now, we'll stick with both just poison attacks. That lowers them down to 1 hit per. Then I can move you up. They're both looking the other way. You get a kill on one. Mogwai will get a kill on the other, while I slow this guy down with Slayer's Doubt and hopefully protect. He could run around and do decent damage on that guy, but I'm going to move him here anyway just to block him from the Forge Priest's fire attack. Turn him around. No, not Divine Protection. Slayer's Doubt is what we need here. Now, Slayer's Doubt, even if it fails, is going to lower his movement but it worked. So that is perfect. Mogwai can come over here, get the shot off, and he kind of just needs to get away from stuff. And I think we are good. I want to get these guys closer to that firstborn because they've still got full health. And you need to get out of here because I have no way of healing you and you're going to die, so retreat. I think I'm safe here. They can come try to shoot a Warg Rider. I hope the Warg doesn't get immolated. That could be bad. Okay, they immolated that same guy again, that's fine. Okay. Would really love it if you stopped shooting at my butcher. I could get him in his face, but it's still a little dangerous if he just moves away. I think I want Mogwai to get over there and fire a crossbow at him. It's probably the best solution. So these guys can handle this horse, I think. Shouldn't be any trouble for professionals such as themselves. All right, Mogwai, you go here. Hit that guy with a crossbow bolt, please. Thank you. Would like to try to get healing with my druid, if I can. Let's just not take 2 hits there. Let's free this guy up to move. The druid actually is probably better used helping the Warg Rider out, I think, than the butcher. The butcher still has 20 health left. Alright, then you can come in, finish him, you heal him, and then this guy is free to go help out over here, which I think he can do. And then I'm pretty sure that would be it for the Forge Priest. Oh, yeah, it definitely will be when I throw in this. Goodbye. Okay. That was the tougher one, I think. The rest of these shouldn't be quite so bad. But I think that being said, the episode is getting a little long here. Now that I think of it, I've been going for a while. I'm having too much fun. But I am also in need of food, so I probably need to wrap this up. Let's look at her upgrades. Befriend Animal is great. I want that, but I don't know if I want it yet. Let's have a quick look around. So there's not really any animals threatening me. I know there are animals in this ruin up here, but I can't clear that anytime soon because I'm straight up not strong enough to do so. So I may have to consider giving her other things. Free movement does spring to mind. I talked about that a little bit earlier in this episode. I wish that I knew whether that gave the unit cave crawling. Night vision. Oh, heroes +2 vision range in the underground. You know what? I am going to, in between this episode and the next one, look that up because it doesn't say free movement gives you cave crawling. I think it probably does, but I'm at the end of the episode anyway and want to double check. So I'm going to close out of that. We'll keep her 6 points. You guys can see everything that's available here. Here you go. But we'll close it for now. We'll save that decision for the next episode. For now, I think we're looking pretty good here. So, hope you guys are enjoying this. I have managed to avoid... oh, dang, that guy came so close to dying. But technically haven't lost anyone yet, so I'm feeling okay so far. You can also let me know what you think about the situation up here. Will that gold mine, will the forge borders get pushed back to allow for my city's borders to take over that gold mine when the time comes? Even if it doesn't, is it better just to put a fort up there now anyway, or maybe even I probably don't want to put a city up there, but just having a fort up there might be useful. Or maybe having a fort here for defense, or possibly seeing what's back here. We'll see on the next episode. You guys can let me know what you think. But thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying this series, and I'll see you next time. Shout out to all my Patreon supporters, including Tier 3 supporters Blitz, Braden, Adam James, Jim Bro, Tarsak, and Tibian Army. Thanks so much, everybody.